This is great if you know you're just out of college and you got this great job and you just don't have the funds, you don't have the down payment to go out there and purchase a house, but you have the income to support it. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for joining me on this week's episode of The Real Deal. This week, we're going to be talking about down payment assistance programs. Now, last week, I did a reel on a Avondale specific grant that is a really good program. So I'm going to touch on that program and go over some of the requirements on that program that gives you $30,000 towards your down payment. Now, that program is specific to the city of Avondale. And this is something that certain cities sometimes do. A couple years ago, back in 2016, there was a lot of the West Valley cities that offered it. At that time, it was like Buckeye, Levine, Avondale, Tolleson. This time, it's specifically just to the city of Avondale. Now, this will give you $30,000 towards your down payment and closing costs, which is huge. This program does have a lot of restrictions, though. It is very specifically meant for a first-time home buyer at the entry-level price point. So there is a purchase price limit of $375,000, and there's also an income limit of $60,000. The combined income limit of the household cannot be more than $60,000 a year. Now, keep in mind, I do have other programs and options available where the income limits are way higher than that and the purchase price limits are way higher than that. So just stay tuned. This is just to that specific Avondale program. The reason why this program is really unique is there is no credit score requirement. Whatever the credit score requirement is to purchase a house is technically your credit score requirement. So as long as you can qualify for a mortgage, there is no additional overlays when it comes to your credit. So in this particular case, this program, your credit score can be as low as a 550, which is amazing. You know, if somebody went through foreclosure, somebody had some bad debt, years ago, this is something that's perfect for somebody that's just trying to get into their first home. And this definitely, this non-credit score requirement is huge to help you get there. Okay, so now we don't have a credit score requirement for that particular program as long as you qualify for a mortgage, which, like I said, 550 will get you there. The income limit is the entire household cannot make more than $60,000 a year. So this is if you're if it's just you by yourself and you're the only person working in the household, as long as you make under $60,000 a year, or your combined income between you and your spouse cannot be greater than $60,000 a year. And then also the purchase price limit of $375,000. Okay, so for those who qualify, if this is something that's speaking to you, reach out to me. These funds do run out. Once they run out, they're gone. The program will be over with. Now let's switch gears and talk about the more traditional ones. I haven't talked about these for a while, about the more traditional down payment assistance programs that have been out for years. These programs are great for somebody that has a decent credit score and they're looking for a higher price point. Okay, back in the day when these programs were offered, the credit score requirements were a lot higher. Now they've gone down even as low as 600. So even then, these don't have these crazy high credit score requirements. But as far as location, you're also not tied down to a specific city. Anywhere in the Maricopa County, you can take advantage of these down payment assistance programs. And there's different tiers. Depending on the higher tier is going to be how much you're going to get in terms of down payment assistance. So for example, there's a 3%, there's a 4%, and there's a 5% down payment assistance option. However, with the more funds that you get, the higher your interest rate will be. That is, of course, how the companies or the banks that are providing these gift funds are recouping that money. Okay, keep that in mind. That's different than the Avondale one. The Avondale one, there is no higher interest rate. It's just whatever your market rate is, so whatever you qualify based off your credit score. Okay, with these other down payment assistance programs, you can have an 800 credit score or a 600 credit score, and unfortunately, you're going to get the exact same rate as the other person. So if you're on the higher side and you have a really good credit score, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to take advantage of that with these down payment assistance programs. As far as the income requirement, as of right now, that's $105,000, but I can definitely see that going up for next year. So just keep that in mind. Right now, as of December 2021, that $105,000 is the limit, but that will go up next year. I can almost guarantee that. So the combined income will be higher. As far as purchase price, there is no real limit on the purchase price. So it's just whatever you can qualify for. So you can qualify for $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 house as long as you qualify for that, as long as your debt to income ratio is there. So that's also a really good thing. This is great if you're just out of college and you got this great job and you just don't have the funds, you don't have the down payment to go out there and purchase a house, but you have the income to support it, this is a really great tool for you. Okay. Keep in mind, there are some additional costs associated with purchasing a house, such as your closing costs. So that's why playing with the different tiers, the 3, the 4, and the 5% tiers are going to give you some better options if you need additional down payment assistance. My personal recommendation is take the lowest possible interest rate if you have some money in your 401k, if you have some money in the stock market, use some of those funds to try to help supplement your out-of-pocket expenses and take advantage of the lowest possible interest rates, because the interest rates for these down payment assistance programs are about 0.5% higher than what market rates are. 0.5%, sometimes even 1% higher if you're taking some of the higher tiered, gift funds. Okay. So keep this in mind. There's a lot of different programs, a lot of different options. And there's also other more exclusive programs and the higher price points that will give you some assistance as well. So there really is just a plethora of options available. It'd be hard to wrap those all into one video, especially when I try to keep these under 10 minutes. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if any of this kind of triggered a memory in your mind or something that you want to ask, please let me know. Reach out to me, send me a message. I'll be here to help. And if you know anybody that's been thinking about buying a house and this would benefit to them, please send it to them. Share the link. Okay. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care.